We are live.
What's up, people?
Happy Tuesday night.
What are we
And
doing?
happy birthday.
Thank you.
We had a
I'm cycling
birthday.
through York, Pennsylvania. Just not a great place you ever want to be. So, you know,
Can't say I've ever
just
been.
the way life's gonna be.
Yeah, I hear you. How's everyone's weekend?
Shitty,
Yeah.
miserable. I mean, there's really not too much that went right on my weekend. So, and now I'm in York, Pennsylvania. So,
Yeah.
the chair's getting close. The chair's getting close to tipping.
Tough start to the week. How about yourself, Chuck?
I had a fantastic weekend. I know the Cox lost. They did cover. We'll get into that, but yeah. Apart from that, just super entertaining time watching sports and celebrating a birthday on the podcast. We got Mr. Nathan Boone, another year around the sun. So
Boone, what are you? 45?
48. 48. I'm just now getting into the prime of my life. Did you almost just fall over?
looks 45.
No, I was just commenting. The hairline was kind of starting to show it. So.
Yeah. So, I have had the exact same hairline since I think sophomore year of high school. I mean, dude, I got a buzz cut once and it just kept going back. And for sure thought I was gonna be bald by like senior year of high school. But they just held the line. They did not fall to the pressure of age, and I still have the same hairline to this day. 31 years old, blessed to be 31. Great weekend, minus some things, but all in all, I just bounced around, watched sports, and then gambled on sports, had transfusions throughout the day. It was a good birthday, minus the Gamecocks, but we're not here to. It's not birthday podcast. Let's talk a little ball. There's been some news
Let's get
today.
into it.
So I don't know if y'all saw a couple of things that happened. A lot of either young quarterback news or college football news. Jackson Dart officially the starter in New York.
Let's get Darty.
What are your thoughts, Chuck? Good move.
I mean, I just saw the clip of the Giants fans booing and calling his name, so I feel like what they're 0-3 right now, if I got that right. Maybe
Yeah.
think so. Yeah, so I feel like what other time? I mean, I think Evan, you might even said like week 5, or someone told me week 5 was when they were looking at starting him. So maybe it's just expedited. But honestly, I have no take. I want to see him play. We know what Russ gives, so what do you guys think?
Yeah, I want to look at their schedule. Go ahead, Ev. I'm going to look at their schedule.
It was due, and it just makes sense. I mean, look at how good Scadaboo's playing for him. Why not get this guy out there with him? Like you said, you know what Russ is going to give. It's not going to be a championship team. And, it's a lot very similar to the situation when Eli came in back in 04. So,
Yeah.
we'll see how it plays out.
I
I'm not super high on Jackson Dart, but, hey, I've been wrong before.
Yeah, I do remember the week 5 thing, Chuck, because week 5 they're at the Saints.
Yeah.
My only thought, I guess, is because their next game is home against the Chargers, who we'll probably get to in the NFL portion of the show, but they must have wanted to have his first start be at home rather than on the road, even though it's the Chargers versus Saints. Because after the Chargers, their next home game is at home against the Eagles, week 6. And I don't know that I want to roll out my rookie quarterback for his first start against the Eagles.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. And I do think Russ also used all his magic in that Cowboys game. I mean, he looked like it looked like it was 2012 all over again. So yeah, I think it's a good call.
It was just like sad, right? I mean, like the no intention to score throws out of the back of the end zone just looked sad.
Yeah, it did not look good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've seen some bad quarterback play, but it just looked like it was all falling apart for the Giants. But we'll get into that
Yeah.
when we talk NFL. Evan, do you want to kick us off with our college football breakdown?
Hold on. But I think we got at least 2 more college football pieces of news before we get into these categories.
Oh, I think in the next one.
The first one, Heisman favorite, John Mateer, out for a month.
Yep.
Dude, this sucks for me, someone who was riding the Mateer train.
Yes, but the hapless Gamecocks won't have to play Mateer now. We'll get to that maybe a little bit later. But, yeah, sad for John Mateer, sad for John Mateer. sad for John Mateer bettors too, because they had, especially the ones that got into preseason, like they were on it. They had a good read. I think it was like 16 or
Hey, you're
something
welcome.
to 1.
I had a great read.
Yeah. Oh, you were preseason too?
Yeah, I took him on a Heisman show. I forgot about
that. I forgot about that. My bad. Yeah, I try to keep like track of what we write, but I like all good intentions, they don't happen. Yeah, it's I feel bad. John Mateer had a great start, out for a month with a broken bone in his throwing hand, which is never good. And then the final college football news. Chuck, did you have anything on Mateer before I move on?
I was just gonna say, is it something to do with his comment about Johnny Manziel? Because he says he makes a little kind of dig at him, and one day later, all of a sudden, he's got hand surgery on the way. I'm not gonna say anything, but is Johnny Manziel putting hexes on players?
Did he get hurt in the game?
I don't remember him getting hurt in the game.
Yeah.
I've had a few cocktails, but I definitely don't remember that happening.
Me neither.
That's what I'm saying. Johnny Manziel comes out of nowhere, and all of a sudden, the guy needs surgery.
Yeah, listen. Gardner Minshew broke his own hand. Good point, Chuck. The last piece, and this is I think the biggest news of the college football day. The mullet is no longer in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Mike Gundy, after 21 years, fired week 4, 5. I was listening to the McAfee show. I agree it had to be done, but 21 years. Granted, this year's projecting to be a losing season, but in 21 years, he's had 2 losing seasons. His first year and last year. I mean, I get it. I think it was time for a change, but that's harsh, dude. 21 years, 2 losing seasons, 2.5.
Is Dabo next?
Hopefully.
No, he's not. We'll get
Actually, I want Dabo to stay. Dabo sucks.
Yeah, it's been tough. Anything on Gundy before we jump into these categories? It was a long week, college football. Birthday weekend, it was a long weekend, so forgive them.
Let's dive in here.
All right, Ev, why don't you kick us off then?
All right, well, I'm going to just go ahead and knock this one out. Fernando Mendoza, biggest riser of the week. What an absolute performing. This is also I'm just going to give a little bit of foreshadowing. I read this game like a goddamn book, said it in the preview show.
You did.
And not even I predicted this to be this bad. Holy shit, what a day. If you're an IU fan, what a football game. It also just shows Illinois sucks. But, that's neither here nor there. Fernando Mendoza, 5 touchdown passes, phenomenal performance, flying up draft boards, especially with a lot of other quarterbacks sliding down them. Among those names, John Mateer, especially with the injury. Depending how he comes back from that, you never know if he's the same quarterback. But
to your point, Fernando Mendoza has risen to the number 3 overall projected quarterback per Tankathon, the only draft rankings site I'll ever use. But something super interesting. Arch Manning is now listed in the 2027 draft class. They went from 1st overall to he's going to stay another year in college.
Ooh, that's scary.
After that celebration, pushes him back a year.
Cade Klubnik, also notable faller from preseason like 8th or 3rd quarterback, but number 8 overall to 63. So 1, 2, 3. 8th quarterback overall. So I foreshadowed that.
Where's my guy Jeremiah Love sitting these days?
That was just quarterbacks. Jeremiah Love's still projected number 1. But before we get off topic on draft, Chuck, who's your biggest riser this week?
Yeah. I hate to bring this back up. I know we're all kind of recovering, but Ahmad Hardy. I know he's already there at the top, but I'm talking to Boone before the game, and I'm saying, hey, I know it's running back, right? He's good. Are we really in for this? And Boone just kind of has a scared look on his face, and that guy looked NFL ready. I mean, he was insane, just bouncing off guys, getting outside incredibly fast, looked impossible to tackle, and yeah, like I said, I know he was already there before, but just after really seeing like a full game of how he can move, he's my riser for this past week.
Yeah, he's mine too. I mean, that guy, he was like lathered up in grease the way we couldn't tackle him. It was insane. The guy's a freak. Somebody not on this show, and I won't take credit for it. Somebody did mention to me that they like maybe week 1 that he could be the best running back in the country. I can't remember who. So credit to whoever that was, but I've been noticing, and I'm now on notice. He is absolutely unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they killed us.
Yeah, I think it was like 150 yards.
Yeah,
something like that.
Hitting the offensive line. Oh my God.
Should we just get into it real quick? Just knock it out.
Let's just rip off the Band-Aid.
I'll start with the first. I guess we could literally do a Mount Rushmore type draft of like what we did wrong and all have 4 picks each. It'd be, but I'll start with the clearest one to me, and it's we didn't even consider making a tackle. Didn't even think about it. Never even considered. Hey, let's bring that guy to the ground. I mean, I'm not going to call out players' effort because I don't know what's going on. But I hope that they were just giving up, because if that's their effort, then we're in worse shape than I thought. What y'all see?
Okay, this might be the worst offensive line in college football. How Lonnie Teasel still has a job is despicable. It's been 3 years and he doesn't know how. He's brought in 4-star recruits and not one of them knows how to block. We put 12 different guys in the offensive line, and I'm not sure I saw a good block all game. I'm going to do a positive, though. The play calling was much better. But
play calling wasn't.
But listen,
but he had to throw. He had to throw.
You have to throw the ball when you can't run the ball more than 2 yards of play. And you're just not going to win a football game when you have -7 rushing yards.
No.
Yeah.
The fact that we were remotely close to being in this game, I'm still trying to process it.
Yeah, I don't know if, to that point, I don't know if it means that we're not as far off as we seem, or if Missouri is just, is just hiding in plain sight as a fraud. The fact that they didn't blow us out, given what you just said, and the penalties, which I'm sure Charlie will get to here in a second. That is Missouri even good for letting us cover? What do you think, Charlie?
I think Missouri's definitely got some players, but I think Evan nailed it. The offensive line, that was just atrocious. I saw a clip of a guy blocking the wrong direction as his running back was moving upfield, then proceeded to turn to our running back and then get in his way. I think it was one of the first plays of the game. Just there's no blocking going on, first of all. And then Sellers, I think this was a perfect where Sellers' game right now, because you see the flashes. You see why he's, the number. I think he's going to go number 1, right? Maybe the first quarterback off the draft
board. That sounds projected right now.
Right. So you see the flashes. I think there was one play where he was rolling out and it just looked effortless. Finding someone on the sideline to convert. But there were 3 plays where I just felt like it was a good reminder that he is still barely 20 years old, where he just had to get rid of the ball. I think one was scrambling back, and again, offensive line did not show up. But I feel like that's something I wish Sellers, I think he's going to have to kind of clean up before the NFL, because he's not going to be able to do that versus, a Lions front four. So those were my 2 kind of takeaways.
Yeah, he did a lot of things where he either ran backwards and just took these egregious sacks. Granted, he's running for his life immediately.
Yeah.
But then there's other times where it looked like he could have, last year, Seller playing with piss and vinegar towards the end of the year, would have just turned it upfield and either try to juke somebody or run somebody over.
You could tell he was holding back.
He looked like a guy who's taken too many hits already.
He looked timid. He didn't look like the same guy. He didn't play with as much confidence. And listen, to be fair, warranted. Absolutely warranted.
Yeah,
I'm not knocking him on it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But you still have to point it out. I counted 3 throws that he, should have made. Should have made throws, regardless. Vandavrius Jacobs, in the 4th quarter, when we kind of needed a drive, he airballed it. He airballed it right over his head. That's a throw you have to make. And he missed some throws like that. So, he had his mistakes in this game, and I'm not going to hold him responsible, though. Although he's the reason we lost, making some of those key mistakes, they're not his fault due to what else is going on around him.
Yeah.
And this offensive line is just abysmal. And I'm going to take everything back to the offensive line now, because I think as bad as Shua's play calling has been coming into this game, I think if the offensive line is anywhere remotely good, that play calling doesn't seem as bad as it has.
Yeah. It gave me a new perspective on the offense as a whole.
This game just pointed out, this offensive line is a dumpster fire.
It's horrible.
They don't have one good player.
No, and I'm not out on Shed Surratt just yet. But he's a true freshman. Did I say his name wrong? Why are you smiling?
I have no idea. That's Rob. I don't know. That could be right.
He's the left guard. The other guy I was impressed with on our team to look it up right side. Brian Rowe, number 18, the receiver. Yeah. It was 18-19 all day. They played well. Dude, it's just frustrating. Mizio
Bennett has to catch that ball to start the game.
Yeah.
That'll be a better throw too, but
I had my doubts coming into the season that where we ranked too high, we did lose a lot on defense. But of course, I bought myself into the hype. I do think that we might just be like a 7-win at best kind of team at best.
That's generous.
I mean, I think at this point we're also on portal watch for Stewart. He has not looked like he wants to be there.
Nope, Stewart's probably gone. I wouldn't want to be there either with the way people are playing around him.
Yeah.
He's getting no help defensively. He's literally not going to be able to showcase his skills because the rest of the defensive line can't do anything. They can't play anything in the run game. Because he's looked really, really good in the run game. He's made strides in his football game.
Yeah.
I also gotta wonder what our halftime adjustments are. I feel like we're playing well in the first half, and then things are kind of falling apart a little bit in the second half. There was Virginia Tech, but 2 punt returns, kind of a little bit of an outlier. I think we have 6 points combined in the third quarter between all 3 games. So, yeah, I just wonder what's kind of being said, what's being done at half.
Dude, yeah, the way we came out second half against Vandy was atrocious. This game, second half was not atrocious. The fourth quarter specifically, though, was absolutely.
Oh my God!
I've never gone into a fourth quarter with so much hope and been so crushed so deafeningly over the course of 15 minutes or 12 minutes of game time.
Yeah, and winning at halftime, like I said, up 2 points.
We were leading in the third quarter or fourth quarter. By 2.
I knew we were going to lose that game. I just had that feeling in my stomach. I'm like, this is not a game you get out of and win. There's just no way with the way they played. It's a miracle we're here. There's just no way we're winning this game.
Yeah, and then to just top it off, when you play that badly, you can't beat yourself even further. And the penalties were
the worst
something
part
I've never seen.
The worst part of watching, that's got to get sorted out if you want to win games.
Everything else could be talent, could be effort, but penalties is coaching. And it's the cliche, but you can't have that many penalties in key situations. The false starts, the illegal motions, the illegal formation, you just can't have that.
Yeah. Let's move on. Let's not have closing notes.
No, I'm good. Yeah. I'm good. Aside from the Gamecocks, Chuck, what was your what are you doing moment of the week?
Yeah, well, mine is not going to be a specific play or a specific player this week. This is more so just a kind of what is going on. I am utterly confused moment. Long Saturday, right? You have the kind of early slate. You got the afternoon slate, obviously. And it gets to, I want to say 7 o'clock. And all of a sudden, I just see the Notre Dame game pop back on the television. And I'm thinking, are these highlights? Did this game end? No, the game had been delayed for pretty much the entire afternoon. I think it was a 4-hour delay or something like that.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, and so the Clemson-Syracuse game was also delayed, and I feel like that's been a theme this season as well, just a lot of rain delays here and there. But the Notre Dame game was one where I truly was like, how is this game still going on? I feel like this started yesterday. So that was my was my what are you doing moment. It was me. Yeah. What am I doing?
It was a long Saturday. Mine is, I'm going to jump in here because this guy, we just talked about it a little bit ago. He was the projected number 1 overall pick, number 1 player. He's since looking like he's being reclassified to come out in next year's class. Arch Manning flexing over the player from Sisters of the Poor Community College. You have been dreadful all season. People are asking if you are even, Eli looks better than this. What are we talking about? Who is this kid? And then he's got a little bit of the Cleveland Baker Mayfield effect where he stinks it up for 20 minutes on the field, and then you see 3 commercials back to back. Arch Manning flexing over a kid from Mother Jane's School of the Blind and Deaf was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I mean, there's no excuses there.
Like, what are we talking about, dude?
I think Manziel again had a great comment on this, and he was like, why are you celebrating when you can't throw a cross route? So
Yeah.
I think get that down first, and then you can flex on Sam Houston.
It was just unbelievable. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mine is going to be the University of Florida. What are you doing with Billy Napier still on there?
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yep.
I didn't think about that. Damn, that's a good one.
I don't think there needs to be much explanation. I'm just going to end it on that.
Yeah, we're good there. We're good there. I didn't think about that. Chuck, what was your game of the week?
Game of the week was Michigan Nebraska. I honestly didn't get to see a whole lot of it live, but I did have a chance to look back on the highlights, and that was just like felt back to back. A weekend of a lot of blowouts, but that was one that just kept close. And every time I did see on the television, that Nebraska crowd was so loud. And I think we talked about there was a lot of talk about I think we even said last week Bryce not being ready for that, and Michigan just came out and obviously won the game, but it was just back to back, and that was something I didn't expect. I thought it was going to be a kind of a slow burn, and it just felt like a shootout.
Dylan Raiola is not it.
No,
too slow.
That guy is
too
awful.
Slow, and cosplaying way too much.
Bad.
Yeah, he was nothing special. I like you, Chuck. I didn't get to catch a ton of this game, but I did go back and watch some of the playback, and it was, fun game. I did have Nebraska, so I was bummed that they didn't pull it off, but it just keeps going back to how good Justice Haynes has been. But again, if he was on the Gamecocks, it wouldn't matter. Can't block for him.
Yeah, I know.
So good for him. What was your game of the week?
Yeah, the Jackson Auto return to Norman, Oklahoma was a fantastic game. It was just a super entertaining game to watch. I thought there was a lot of good plays. Jackson Arnold had his moments, but Mateer stood strong. It was just a really fun game to watch. I love the story behind it for the most part. But yeah, in a week where there wasn't a lot of great games.
Yeah, there was a couple good ones. This isn't even probably the third best game as far as a game goes that I watched that's left at least, but my best game of the week was the Syracuse Orange, making my day a little bit brighter. Listen, if I have a little bit of PTSD now, like when I celebrate Clemson losing at this point, we just lose a couple hours later. So yeah. I don't know how to feel.
I was nervous about that. I
was too, actually. I'm not going to lie. But what a fun game. Syracuse came out strong. They were going for it. Agnelli got hyped. He got hurt and came back. Everyone was buzzing for him. What a fun game. Clemson, there's a lot of things that need to be answered there for how good that defensive line is to let up, 34 points to Syracuse at home after Tennessee had kind of blown them out a little bit. A lot of questions to be asked in Clemson, but great result for Syracuse. What a fun game.
Yeah, I think I saw Syracuse also fined for faking an injury, which
really
I'm kind of happy to see, honestly, after last season with how much that was going on.
Ole Miss.
Yeah, but if you take a look at that clip, it's kind of interesting. The guy just totally goes down. So.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, that was another game where just because I'd actually seen a lot of Syracuse this year, and I say a lot, 2 games, but that was one game where, having seen Syracuse kind of give up so many points, I was like, it's just a matter of time before Clemson's going to come back and make this a game, and it just never happened. I mean, there was the delay, and I feel like after that, I was like,
long delay.
I was like, oh, I'm going to blink and it's going to be 21-21, and then before you knew it, Syracuse just didn't stop scoring, and it made me realize this big bad Clemson defense that we've been talking about all preseason, just 35 points to Syracuse. I mean, it's just not there.
Yeah. You see anything, Ev?
I mean, it was a beautiful day. Unfortunately, I couldn't watch it just thinking about what was going to happen later.
Yeah.
And looking back, that was in the back of my mind the whole time I was watching that game. I'm like, this is about to be deja vu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you. All right, let's finish off with your greatest takeaway, Chuck. What was your biggest takeaway of college football week 4?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna harp on more about Clemson, not using the transfer portal, not, Dabo this, Dabo that, just kind of feel like the end of a little bit of a dynasty for now. But I really want to just point out Miami. I said it last week. I feel like they were just for real. The spread was 7. I think they covered by like 20. I know they kind of ran away with it at the end, but man, they just feel like a national championship team this
Yeah.
season to me. The way they got after the court, the way they got after Lagway. I mean, the offense is just going to get their points. That I feel like it's just a well-run offense of kind of a veteran quarterback as well, who seems like he's got a really good tempo for the game. And yeah, just that's my takeaway. Miami might win the national championship. Oh, and Michael Irvin on the sideline every single game is definitely getting me a little hype.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. What about you, Ev?
Oh, are you getting audio?
I think you're muted somehow.
I might have
There
said
you
Nussmeyer, by the way. I think I meant Carson Beck.
Oh,
Can't remember.
No, we can't hear you.
Boone, maybe let's hear your
Yeah.
your takeaway.
So,
Oh,
Yeah, you're back.
we're live.
so my takeaway is just being a Gamecock fan is a vicious cycle. We're going to get close and just never, ever win. And I'm just going to accept that now. It's 11 wins, the most we're ever going to get.
I would take being close right now. I would take just being close. My biggest takeaway is much less serious, so I'm glad we're finishing on mine, not yours, because you brought the mood down a bit. We talked a little bit in the last couple weeks about auto overs. Teams were just like, that game's going over. I'd like to formally induct 2 auto over teams that for the rest of the season. I'm just going to keep betting and see if it comes out positive on the season. I'd like to move a motion to the board here. Arkansas and NC State. Anytime they're playing, I don't care the total. I'm going over. The Arkansas Memphis game, that was probably the most fun game I watched all day. Clemson, I'm just petty, but that game was absolutely banana land, back and forth, points here, points there, dramatic finish, awesome. Arkansas and NC State auto overs for the rest of the season.
I'm gonna add Tulane to that
Okay.
to that squad,
Okay.
but I totally agree
Yeah.
with that take. I feel like every single week we're sitting on the preview, especially with NC State, and they are just no defense, a whole lot of offense.
No, 78 points this last week.
Yeah.
NC State's a guarantee. That one I'm for sure in. I haven't seen too many of the Arkansas games live myself, but I can get behind the notion.
Let me hold on. I'm gonna pull up Arkansas here really quick. Let's see. I just want to read some of these scores. All right. In their 4 games this season, and I'm going to go in order from least to greatest. 31 points, 35 points, 52 points, 56 points. This team just scores points. They're so fun. Notre Dame is going to be interesting. I think Arkansas is a live dog in that game. We'll get to that Thursday. But, yeah, Arkansas, NC State, Tulane, auto overs.
Auto overs.
Let's move to the NFL because we had to record late tonight, so let's get everyone in bed on time. Where do we want to start on the NFL here? I mean, besides Jackson Dart is the new quarterback of the New York United.
I think we're at most impressive performance to start. If I'm right
you want to kick it off?
Yeah, I got a few. I mean, last night Lions, I feel like we're lights out. Seahawks, were also very impressive to me. I think they're going to be interesting for the rest of the season. We also had, Baker's third game-winning drive in a row, which is just absolutely insane. The Vikings defense putting up, I feel like 20 points or something like that. Had him in a fantasy. Sorry about that, Boone, but I'm gonna circle us back to the Lions last night. That was my most impressive performance of a crazy slate of NFL. I feel like they went into Baltimore. There was a whole lot of talk about that Ravens defense, especially going into this season, and all I've seen is them just getting absolutely sliced up. And I feel like the
Yeah.
Lions just absolutely exposed them. They were the team to do it. That offense has not lost a single beat in my eyes. Like, it's kind of a team that I feel like is playing with a chip on their shoulder after losing Ben Johnson as well. Feel like that Packers game might have just been like a, hey, we've got new coordinators. Let's,
Yeah.
we're a little confused, but man, just the way they were moving between Montgomery to Amon St. Brown, who I feel like is like easily a top three receiver right now.
Yeah.
The play calling, I mean the goal line play where they hand off the toss, just everything was
pitch. Oh, the pitch
yeah,
was
everything
awesome.
was working on the offense.
Unbelievable.
That was such a cool play.
Everything was working, and then on the defensive side of the ball, it really kind of exposed how many guys they were missing towards the tail end of last season.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that front four had Lamar just paralyzed. I haven't seen Lamar like that in so many games. He didn't know what to do.
They were baiting him to run down the middle of the field because, like,
Yeah.
it was
Ancelotti was just waiting for it.
Yeah,
Ancelotti was waiting
and
for it.
obviously,
collapse
like,
on him.
yeah, obviously Lamar got his. He's an unbelievable talent, but I haven't seen him just get that bottled up in quite some time. And the coverage was great as well against a crazy Ravens defense. The same thing happened to Derrick Henry in that Bills game.
Fumble.
Crazy game, but
Unbelievable.
yeah, that's my most impressive performance by far, was just the Lions and how they came
Yeah.
in and just handled business.
Dude, I also wrote down Lions play calling is awesome. Like the fourth down play to Amon-Ra St. Brown was so
Ballsy.
just ballsy and awesome. The pitch play was one of the best offensive football plays I've seen in a long time. That like made me just excited as a like childhood like joy. It was so fun to watch.
I think
But
they
then
also
again-
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. The end of the game, the Ravens have a chance to like make something happen, and Derrick Henry fumbles. That leads to a score, puts the game out of reach.
Yeah.
Like what's going on with Derrick Henry? Like that's 2 games. They've lost 2 games that they could very easily have won, and that was a very decisive turning point.
And he's got 3 fumbles and all. He got fumble in all 3 of them too.
Yeah. And I think this is the quickest he's ever gotten to 3 fumbles on a season. I could be paraphrasing or making that stat up, but it sounds right.
Maybe he just doesn't want to break his high school record.
He might not. But again, like we're gonna go into this next week doubting, and October is just around the corner, and that's I feel like Derrick Henry month. Like October to the end of the season is Derrick Henry.
Probably.
But that game as a whole was such an awesome football game. I mean, Lamar, like he was getting bottled up, but there was one play specifically that he broke the pocket, booted out to his left, switched hands, had the ball in his left hand while running away, and then switched back to his right hand and threw a dart to the sideline. That was just like, I was watching the Manning cast at the time because Daniel Jones was on it. And I wanted to hear what they were saying. And Peyton Manning was just like orgasming over that play. He was like, look at it. Hey, look. And he switches hands. And then he switches hands back and throws a dart. It was just loving it. That was an unbelievable game to watch.
Yeah, and last thing I'll just say about the Lions defense, because they impressed me honestly just as much, was Aiden Hutchinson, comeback player of the year.
I've got a little ticket on it. I've got a ticket on that and Depoy.
He was the one who got the fumble, and he was everywhere last night. I mean, man,
dude, last year he got hurt in like week 5, and he was still at the top of sack records to like week 11.
Imagine what he can do with a full season.
Hopefully, knock on wood.
Yeah.
Ev, what about you? What was your best performance?
So it isn't necessarily the best performance, but someone I want to give a shout out to here. And it's just going to be Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yes.
Back-to-back weeks, game-winning drives, especially this week. A lot of quarterbacks. Just Baker's such a winner. Getting the field goal blocks, going down, and then just no worries at all. Just driving your team right down the field. With Mike Evans out, Emeka Buka stepped up huge. He definitely caught that second pass on the sidelines. I won't hear otherwise.
Yeah.
But overall, I have to give some credit there. Just such a great performance to get back in that game and win it 2 weeks in a row. So yeah, that's my kind of performance. That's kind of leading off of last week as well. But just an all-around great performance from them.
Yeah, Emeka Egbuka, that guy rocks. I was high on him coming in. I was not this high. Unbelievable player. That his pre-season rookie of the year was like 1,600, and it's now down to like 280.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have that ticket.
I totally agree with that, Evan. There was one play I seem to remember where Baker like steps up in the pocket, gets out of the pressure, pump fakes, completely dices the linebacker, and then gets the first down. And I'm just like, Baker's that guy that every time I watch him, like, this guy's not athletic. And then before I know it, he's 20 yards down the field trucking guys. It just doesn't really make sense to me yet.
Yeah.
I feel like he's also peaking right now. Like this is the best Baker I think I've seen. Is that fair?
Yeah,
fair to
so
say?
much confidence.
Right.
He's got a little wiggle. And they still don't even have Chris Godwin back yet.
Yeah. I mean, that Bucks receiving core, I feel like just kind of like interchanges their injuries.
Yeah.
We've got the obligatory Mike Evans hamstring strain. He'll probably still get his 1,000 yards this year. But yeah, that's a good one. Boone, I think we still need yours.
You mentioned him, Charlie, when you decided to cover all three of ours in your first little.
My brain was darting around. No pun intended.
Mine was the Seahawks. I mean, they what a great survivor pick by the boys, but they were just on the Saints so quick, so early, and they never even let up. Punt returns, great defense. Kenneth Walker going off. I mean, everybody just played so well. The Saints are bad. They're a bad team. But, I mean, the Seahawks just never gave them a chance to breathe. Complete performance from beginning to end.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry for spoiling our takes there a little bit,
good.
But
You're good.
No, I that was one that really excited me as well. I feel like also Sam Darnold. I just feel like there was like it was just the Vikings coaching and Justin Jefferson and all the players that he had around him, but he looks like the same guy. And so I feel like the Seahawks are, I mean, who knows where they go this season? Like, because you're right, that defense looks pretty stout as well.
Yeah, they look great. Anything on this, Ev?
No comment. I mean, I think you guys just kind of nailed it. There's not much to say. They played a pretty much perfect game against the awful New Orleans Saints team.
Yeah. That Saints spread never had a chance. There was zero chance from the very first quarter.
Yeah. All right. Who wants to kick it off with their team review?
I'll just jump in. Listen, I came into this game saying the Steelers were going to have to find a way to lose this game. I didn't realize the Patriots were that much better than the Steelers. It's actually disgusting how much better the Patriots are than the Steelers. It took 5 turnovers, 2 of which pretty much in the end zone as they're trying to score. What an awful loss by the New England Patriots. As a Steelers fan, I feel bad. With an aging quarterback, an aging team, that's going to get progressively worse as the year goes. And as the season goes, like, that's tough to see. But the Patriots on the good side, listen, we're young, we're building. There's a lot to build on in this game. When you hand the game away, we recovered on the penalties. The team looked really good. Travion Henderson starting to get some good touches. Drake May was throwing the ball really well, apart from the interception in the end zone. Ramondre Stevenson fumbling to the end zone.
Man, that was
5
a tough
turnovers. Listen, the Patriots had a lot to be proud of again. It might be against the worst team in the NFL, but, it was a good loss for the New England Patriots. In a game, I was like sitting like, there's no way they win this game, and they still almost did. So, positives. We can have a lot to learn from, but they showed me a lot of good things too.
So Ev, on the preview show, we did make an agreement that our fan Ben Risco could comment back if the Steelers won.
Absolutely. I hope he came back. If he had any cojones, he'd be like, hey, he would have said thank you, and that'd be it. But
So this is the first time I'm reading it. Okay, and this is how it starts. Okay, my 15-word statement. First win in Foxborough since 2008. Tough watch. We might stink. Thank you for the fumbles.
That's a pretty great.
You nailed it. I mean, he basically did that segment for you. We might stink, but thank you for the fumbles. Yeah. I'll be honest. I didn't watch a ton of this game. It did not make its way onto Red Zone all that often. I found. I was keeping up mostly through a couple different Massachusetts sports fans like yourself and others on Twitter. So I just kept seeing like Ramondre no and things like that as headlines. But yeah, tough watch. I won't lie. I didn't even go back and watch the highlights. I just caught the quick 2 seconds and then moved on.
It was just like, I think it was probably a tougher watch for him than it was for me because of where my expectations are for this Patriots team. Like, we're a young team. I don't have Super Bowl aspirations. When you have Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback, you kind of have to be rooting to win now. Like, you don't have the future. So for me, it's like it sucked to watch. Don't get me wrong. It's like, dude, we should win this game. Like, it got to that point. But it was just ugly. The Steelers didn't look good either, too. So, like, on both ends, it was just not a fun game to watch.
Yeah. That makes sense why it wasn't shown very often. Chuck, what do you think?
Evan,
go ahead.
As someone who had Steelers' best bet on our preview last week, I also want to say thank you for the fumbles. I totally agree. I feel like that was like, I've seen a lot of Steelers the past 3-4 years. That was like a classic Steelers are gonna beat themselves situation, and it turned out to be the Pats who took that mantle. So,
I mean, we turned the ball over twice in the end zone. Like that.
Yeah. You're not going to win a ton of games doing that.
I would also say, having a soon-to-be senior citizen Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, and then also modeling your offensive line after South Carolina is an interesting tactic. It's not really one I would go for, but man, that offensive line is so gettable that the Steelers have.
Good news is Patriots do get Christian Gonzalez back this week, hopefully. So, all right.
I do love Christian Gonzalez. He's so good.
Yeah.
Top 5 corner in the NFL, probably.
Maybe better. We'll see. Chuck, keep pounding.
Yeah.
Keep pounding.
Keep pounding is right. I think Boone, you might have called it last week, but in a week of just wacky, strange, unexplainable football, this kind of like went under the radar, which is hilarious because the Panthers just shut out the Falcons, whose offense I was hyping up on this very show, and then they come in there and throw an absolute dud. I mean, the Panthers defense looked like good for the first time. We were running the ball. I guess that's what happens when you run the ball. You can win games. So it was just one of those situations where everything clicked. It felt like we just like bottled all this stuff up and then like used it in one game. But maybe this could be the catalyst to a decent season. And on the Falcons side of the ball, Kirk Cousins.
Maybe I saw a stat that Michael Penix is never won an NFL game when his defense gives up more than 7 points. That's a tough.
He looked bad. Right. He looked real bad.
Penix has never won an NFL start in which his defense gave up more than 7 points.
That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, like
basically any close game. How does that even make sense? That stat.
Not even any close game. Their defense makes 2 mistakes, they lose.
Yeah, that's a weird one. But yeah, it was a strange one.
I'm not high on the Falcons. I haven't been high on the Falcons. I think their defense has potential. I hate that I took Drake London in one of my leagues, even though I didn't believe it. It just he was there. They look bad. They look terrible on offense, uninspired, and yeah, they're dog shit.
Yeah.
The Panthers, though, we're not selling stock on the Panthers yet. I still think they could be first.
We're buying stock, but Boone, why don't you take us home with maybe the most exciting performance out of all three?
Yeah. Listen, this is I'm 1 week post Daniel Jones shit talking. It's been a long recovery road. So much so that I'm trying immersion therapy, and I sat and listened to Daniel Jones on the Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, ESPN2, like ESPN thing, whatever, for Monday Night Football. Uh, my only takeaway from that experience is Daniel Jones is so boring. Like that was the most painful interview.
Well, he went to Duke.
Dude, so I'm so glad you brought that up. They kept showing him, like pictures of his like childhood room, and on one side of his room at one point there's an Eli Manning like fat head, and another point there was Peyton Manning fat head. But next to the Peyton Manning fat head was a UNC Tar Heel fat head. So Daniel Jones might have been a UNC fan growing up. I don't know. I don't know if that's something that's known, but they just kept showing it like 3 or 4 times, and his demeanor looked like it significantly reduced when he saw the UNC fathead exposure.
So
that's a tough look.
So how long before, or let's just say we go to week 10.
Yeah.
And we're sitting, the Colts are sitting at 8-2, and Daniel Jones he's playing like an MVP right now. Let's just be honest. Let's say he keeps this up. How long until we get a written apology from Mr. Nathan Boone?
If we win the AFC South, I'll write an apology and send it to Colts headquarters.
Okay, all right. You heard that here first. Daniel Jones and the Colts.
If we win the AFC South, I will hand write a letter. If we get a top 2 seed, I'll handwrite it in cursive. I'll relearn cursive.
Who's next week?
Next week is we find out what the let me just touch on the game real quick because I was just the main cast.
Yeah.
Colts looks great. I mean, Kenny Moore, great start to the game, pick 6 right off the bat. I think it was one of the first touchdowns of the day. He did end up hurting his calf/Achilles at some point. It doesn't sound like it's anything bad, but definitely precautionary. They brought in Mike Hilton from the Bengals, the old Bengals quarterback. He used to play with Anarumo, so we'll see how that kind of works. The biggest takeaway, the defense continues to be really, really good, but they're like the complete opposite of the bend, don't break mindset. If they bend, they almost always break. I think teams have 100% like red zone efficiency against us right now. Like the Titans had 2 opportunities in the red zone, scored both. Same thing with the Dolphins, 1 opportunity in the red zone, scored. So if we let people get into the 20s and in the short field, they have tended to score. But all in all, I mean, the defense has been incredible. 4 sacks on the game. Latu's not even like fully back from the hamstring injury. So really optimistic. Our receiving core is looked deep, but they're still not a superstar. Besides, like Pittman's played really well. But the key right now is Jonathan Taylor and the offensive line, the exact opposite of what the Gamecocks have going on. I mean, the offensive line has looked really, really strong. A lot of Colts fans were nervous about Bortolini stepping in for Ryan Kelly, and it became very clear why they did that. Looks like we lost Ev. He'll jump back in. But it's pretty clear why they did that. Bortolini has looked really strong. He's growing. Ryan Kelly, the reason they let him go is because he couldn't stay healthy. So just really awesome performance by the offensive line and by Jonathan Taylor for the second week in a row.
I was about to say, I feel like Jonathan Taylor is like the best running back that nobody talks about.
Yeah.
I never see him up there. He doesn't get it. Yeah, I never see. But what season was that where he was just
the Carson Wentz year when he had the most rushing yards and rushing touchdowns or something.
Yeah. So I feel like this is like a year where the Colts are just putting all the pieces together. There's a lot of guys who have been there. I mean, what year is Quentin Nelson going into now? I feel like it's like
I think he was 2019.
Yeah, so I feel like this is like pretty peak Quentin Nelson. I feel like they've just built that line around him. I mean, I don't know if you can speak to that, but yeah, like if I'm Jonathan Taylor, obviously he's a good running back. I feel like he'd do well anywhere, but man, when you've got that line in front of you, it's something special.
Yeah. And Bortolini, second-year guy out of Wisconsin, he was one of the most athletic, if not the most athletic, testing-wise center in the draft last year. He's played well. Quentin Nelson has just been a consummate pro. I mean, he gets up, he goes to work. He's expressed frustrations, but he usually expresses them inwards but first before he talks to media, which is he's just an unbelievable leader. Went to school in Indiana as well, so he's been there for a while. But I mean, just to And then with Braden Smith, the right tackle, has been healthy and able to play, which has been a welcome addition back to the lineup.
Yeah. And just looking at the schedule here, I mean, next week the Rams,
Yeah,
that's going to be probably I feel
that's
like
our
the
that's our
toughest.
how real are you game?
Yep, that's how real you. But I mean, look at this. Then after that, Raiders, Cardinals, Chargers. I mean, even if you chalk that up to an L, you then after that have the Titans, and then the Steelers, and then the Falcons.
Yeah,
Like the Colts could be easily sitting here at what, something like 7-1, 7-2, uh, maybe even eight
they could
easily.
be if you only look at the Rams and the Chargers as losses up until at the Chiefs on basically Thanksgiving. They could be
Yeah,
8-2 when they're playing right now.
yeah,
Now, no, I'm not ready to get ahead of my skis. I think a Jonathan Taylor injury or a significant offensive line injury, and this could get really shaky really quickly. So there's a lot of football to be played, but super pumped with where we are. And yeah, it's the Rams game will be interesting. We'll talk about it Thursday, but Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams present a problem for
yeah.
sure.
And I mean, looking at how the rest of the division is playing as well, I feel like that apology letter is going to be pretty hard not to put together. But
We'll see.
anyway, um, I think that's our all of our team performances.
Yeah.
Why don't we move on here to our current Super Bowl favorite and who you think the worst team in the NFL is? I feel like that one's going to be pretty easy, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, jump in.
sorry about that, boys. The phone disconnected. Who knows? Who knows? But I'm just gonna go no changes, even though there probably should be a change. I'm gonna go no changes. I'm gonna keep my Bills as my Super Bowl favorite, and the worst team in the NFL is just gonna stay as Dolphins.
That's fair. What do you got, Chuck?
Yeah, I'm going to be making a change here. Uh, we were riding the Ravens for the first 3 weeks, and after what I saw last night, I've got to go with the Lions. I'm gonna just scream from the rooftops. This is recency bias, but yeah, I think they're just gonna put it together this year. They didn't lose anyone really apart from their coordinators, and if everyone can stay healthy, that is a team that, yeah, I mean, if they get home field advantage as well, pretty significantly through the playoffs, I just can't really see anyone beating them. And then I'm gonna change also my worst team in the NFL from the Dolphins to the Saints. The Saints are trash, and I just don't think they're going to do anything this season.
Yeah, I rode the Ravens early, and then I quickly switched to the Packers. I've been riding the Packers. What they did was despicable. I still think that they are up there, but you've got to earn that back after what I saw. But I'm going to echo Charlie. The Lions, don't care if it's recency bias. That offense looked incredible. That team is fun to watch. How sweet would it be that they win the Super Bowl the year after their coordinators leave? It fits the football script too easily.
Yeah.
And worst team, nothing more to say. Saints. It's just bad. It's bad.
Yeah, and I'm also going to selfishly say anyone but the Chiefs or Eagles this year. Anyone but the Chiefs or Eagles. I'm tired
Neither
of
have
it.
looked that good yet this year.
I know. Well, hopefully we get. I just want Bills, Ravens, Lions. Just let's shake it up,
Yeah.
guys.
Ev, what was your worst take so far?
So, listen, I'm not completely dead on this take. That the Vikings aren't going to make the playoffs, but I'd be remiss not to acknowledge how fucking good that defense looked
Yeah.
on Sunday. I mean, I thought the Bengals were going to go in there and win. I thought it was going to be a Jake Browning game. What a performance from Rodgers. What a performance from Rodgers.
Yeah.
That's all one of the most impressive defensive
Right.
NFL performances in NFL history in a single game. 2 touchdowns, 2 forced fumbles. Unbelievable.
That's the guy that the Colts cut for taking Colts unders while on the Colts in that the Matt Ryan year. He was betting. He was using a friend to proxy bet Jonathan Taylor and Matt Ryan prop unders all season.
Yeah, well, he's great. He played a great game of football.
Yeah.
He might not be a good teammate, but he's a great football player.
I think he came out on top on those bets, so he might not be a good teammate, but great game and a great gambler potentially. Chuck, what about you? What take are you looking to maybe take back right now?
Yeah, I've got some takes that are aging nicely, but boy, do I have some takes that are aging poorly. just gonna hit the trifecta here. Okay, the Niners are back. They're 3-0. They're kind of just cruising. Mac Jones looks incredible. Obviously, he won't stay, but that one's just hurting. Bosa's out.
Mac Jones looks like a quarterback sometimes, for sure.
Yeah, so that one's hurting pretty badly. We're also gonna cruise back on over to the Falcons, who I hyped up at the beginning of this year as well. Yeah, just hey, it had to be my Panthers, but fully exposed. I was warned. I looked at their offensive weapons. I looked at who they drafted, and I thought they were gonna make a run. And you see how the Bucks are playing, like you guys said. Baker's been lights out. Abuka's been incredible. Good coaching over there. Panthers are dangerous. It's just not aging well.
Yeah. My take that is aging like oh yeah, sorry, go ahead.
And I'm so sorry. I've got to finish this trifecta because this is another one that I'm really just not feeling anymore. It's Travis Hunter, Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Oh yeah, no, that's out.
I think that one's not going to happen. Jags I don't really know how the Jags won this week, to be honest, but yeah, that one's not looking too hot.
So I'm glad you brought up the Jags. I want to read this stat. I can't remember who sent it to me. Let me pull it up really quick. I should have been ready. Sorry. Oh, fuck. Can't find it. Never mind. Here it is. All right. So it's from Polymarket Football on Twitter. You can't tell me Shane Waldron isn't the biggest NFL curse. He leaves the Rams. Cooper Kupp instantly breaks out.
Yes.
He leaves Seattle. Jackson Smith and Jigba instantly breaks out. He leaves Chicago. Roma Dunze instantly breaks out. He joins Jacksonville. And Thomas Jr. is in hell.
He looked incredible last year.
he in hell. And we'll get to that take because that was my pick for the parlay. Apologies. And it did not go 2-0. But that guy sucks. My worst take, I'm not sure if I even vocalized this out here or if it was just in conversation. I was really, really, really high on the Ravens defense going into this season. I thought the pieces they added, I love Starks, I love Hamilton. Marlon Humphreys has looked old, but I thought they'd be good. And I feel like they've given up 93,000 points already. They've given up 62,000 yards through the air and another 48,000 through the ground. Like, they are horrible, dude. They are Swiss cheese. It's horrible.
Yep. That's a great one to point out. I also felt like that Bills game, we were sitting there, game of the year, it's like fluke stuff. Josh Allen was throwing at will. Yeah, he's incredible. But that Ravens defense gave up in that game. They just gave up, and I thought it was honestly a fluke. And now you've got, the way they played the Browns wasn't impressive, and now you've got the Lions, who, yes, the Lions are good, but you're right, they're already at like 1,200 yards or something like that. It's not looking good,
dude. So the Ravens are now 1-2. They've given away 2 games that they were either winning or had a opportunity with the ball in the fourth quarter to take the lead. Now they have in the next couple games they go at the Chiefs, they play the Rams, then they have a couple easy games. But they could start the season 1-3 very easily, and then you could run into a winless Texans teams who are desperate. Like, this could get out of hand for the Ravens if they're not careful.
Easily.
Yeah.
All right, where you want to go?
Let's jump into our gambling corner. Wrap up the show here.
Love it.
Yes. So I did a quick thing for the show, and I went back and looked, and maybe we can tally these up as we go through the season. But would you guys like to know how you did on your picks from the preview show?
Oh boy, not really, but give it to me.
All right, Evan, for your college picks, your best bet, favorite dog, you were 0-2. Texas Tech, Utah over, SMU +7. Charlie, your best bet, Miami -9.5, cash. Your best dog, Tulane +14.5, did not cash.
Yeah.
I conveniently brought up this being the first time we should look at these on their own. I was 2-0.
Oh, look at that.
TCU -6.5, and Evan and I Civil War, and Auburn +7.5. Glad I bought that extra point. Gave that pick out. The parlay, Evan, to continue to wallop on you. Evans, Auburn versus Oklahoma over 47.5 did not hit. Miami -9 Chucks did hit, and the Arkansas-Memphis over 62.5 did hit. Evan let us down, but let's just jump right into the NFL
The
parlay.
glasses are out.
The NFL parlay. Boone, BTJ, anytime touchdown, no go. Charlie, Packers -3.5, no go. Evan, Drake May over 221.5 yards. Bing. So we let you down on one, but you got us on. And to finish out the NFL, Ev, your dog, Houston Texans, no go, but Chuba Hubbard, I do think, scored a touchdown. Is that right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. Charlie, your dog was the Rams. We'll get to that in the gambling corner. And your best bet was the Steelers. My dog was the Broncos. We got a push. And my best bet was the Vikings, and they never made it close. So overall,
Well done, Mr. Boone.
Tell me next week.
Or don't.
Or don't. Yeah, we'll see. Ev, what was your best bet? After we look back at the week,
Easily, Indiana, Illinois.
yeah, you were on that. You were definitely on that. For sure. And I wish I listened.
That's probably should have I wish I'd given that one out. It's my best bet. But man, that one there was never a doubt. That's one of those ones I turned off about 15 minutes into the game.
Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of that. I wish I'd tailed you. I don't know. Typically, I would tail Indiana, being from Indiana, but yeah, shame on me. Chuck, what about you? What was your best bet?
Easily Miami. I feel like there was kind of a small moment where I was like, this could definitely not hit. Florida were driving, I think, when they were like a touchdown behind, but they just closed the door on them, and that team, they were just a better team.
Yeah, that was a good one. Mine came to me after like the fourth transfusion at Selwyn's Pub in Charlotte. I just was looking for some more action, and Jeremiah Love 2+ touchdowns was looking at me in the face. And I had a couple drinks in me, and we threw a little bit more than we maybe should have. That was an electric second touchdown. Easy best bet. I'll go ahead and jump into my worst bet here, and I was high on Tulane. If Charlie hadn't taken them as his favorite dog, I would have taken them as well. So thank you for that bullet. Happy birthday to me. But Tulane, I had them big in a lot of spots, parlays, straight up. And they didn't even look alive. That's the worst I've seen them look all season. And it's the best I've seen Ole Miss look all season. I had that one completely wrong. Killed me. What about you, Ev?
Well, it was my best bet, and now it's my worst bet. And that's Texas Tech, Utah over. It was the sloppiest football games I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Just an absolute dumpster fire. However, Texas Tech is legit.
Yeah.
Just let that be known. So, hey, in hindsight, that was my best bet. When, takes that are looking aging well, them to win the Big 12. But that was just awful. That bet was dead as can be about 5 minutes into the second quarter. Yeah. And I was like, yep, no chance.
So what do you have to say about the people? It's not me saying, but the people are saying that you have been high on Utah these last couple of weeks and haven't talked about Texas Tech at all until you realized you had them in the preseason.
I run back the tape. I brought up Texas Tech last show. I said I was very worried about this game. The worry has faded. All right. Everyone else is high on Utah. I never faded for my boys of Texas Tech, but I was worried. Yeah. Listen, Graham Harrell and Michael Crabtree are there to carry the torch, but Evan Johnston is now. Yeah,
I hear you. Chuck, worst bet.
Worst bet. I'm not gonna harp on it too long, but Ravens money line hit it last night, kind of last minute. Just thinking, it's Ravens at home, and we all know how that went, so gonna hang that up there.
Yeah, especially when you were banging the drum for the Lions on the preview show.
Yeah, let's not do that again. What's said on the pod, we've got to stay with our gut. Okay, it's possible to read too much information. I'm just gonna say it. It's possible to read too much.
Yeah, I was also big
I don't know how to read.
I was also big on the Ravens too, so I might have poisoned the well there.
We gotta use less brain cells and more of our gut biome.
Chuck, I'm gonna keep it with you. Let's just skip to the worst gambling loss you had this week.
Oh, we're going straight to worst beats.
Let's finish on a good note. Let's finish on the
all
best.
Right, yeah, I like that. Man, well, Obviously, the Packers lost. It was a weird one. Looks like a classic letdown spot looking back. I don't know. I don't really know how you get away with the ref just tapping the ball when I've seen like other refs just sit on it and like, take 5 seconds. Anyway, I'm going to leave the Packers for a moment. Let's talk about the Rams Eagles. Okay. I didn't get to see a whole lot of the game, but I saw a lot of it on Red Zone, obviously. I saw a lot of plays. Every time I looked up, the Rams were scoring in the first half, okay? My Jalen Hurts prophecies coming to light finally. My all they can do is tush push. I was talking a lot of shit, okay? I'll be honest. And I don't know what was said at halftime. I don't know if someone, gave Jalen Hurts an adrenaline shot. I don't know if there was some sage in the locker room. Something went on, but they came out and just ass blasted the Rams. It was honestly an incredible performance in the second half. I can't even lie, but the Rams should have won the game. They drove down the field and they should have won the game. That kicker's making that, but obviously he blocks it. Now let's talk about what happens after. If you had Rams +3, I'm sorry. There was no reason to return that. But he did. That's gambling. I'm sorry about your +3. I want to talk about Rams money line, which was my dog of the week. Okay, Rams money line was sitting there at +165. We hit it. We hit +3 as well, so it was kind of a double whammy of a loss. We're thinking, okay, if he misses this, we still get our +3 right. But no, we wanted money line and we didn't get it, and we deserved it. The Rams played incredible. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, I'll go and jump on because I also had this. I even bought the half point, so I'm sitting there like, oh, don't care what happens, and then they block it. I'm like, perfect, game's over. I cover, it doesn't matter. And then this big motherfucker still running the ball. Jordan Davis, 18 miles an hour, running. That's
not safe.
That's not street legal. Not to make a Georgia driving joke, but. Sorry, but that killed me. That killed me. That would have
unintended there or what?
No, pun not intended there. Sorry. But that was a tough beat. That's probably the worst gambling beat I've ever had. To be so fine with whoever wins this, you have +3.5, doesn't matter, and then the kick return or the block kick return. How'd you fare?
So listen, I'm just gonna jump ahead of this. My bookie had a nice weekend off of me this weekend. I don't even have a best win to share. So as much as I wanted to show a positive note, I can't. I'm going to a negative note with this. My worst loss of the week is blowing the college football parlay for the boys and getting the Auburn, Oklahoma over. I apologize. We'll be in the lab the rest of the week trying to get better for the boys.
Was it close? I can't even remember.
The over was 47. It was, 24-17?
Oh, yeah.
Like 41.
So
yeah,
we
41.
needed one more.
Oh,
yeah.
That's tough.
We'll forgive you for that one. Yeah,
Yeah. Listen. We're still 1 for 3. You still have made money. If you've tailed all 3, barely, but you've made money. My sweatiest win, I gave it out as my dog of the week. Broncos +3. I've been on the other side of this a ton of different times, so I did buy the half point there, and I was awarded with the sweaty win after the Broncos take the lead, give it up, lose the game, but that half point. So thank you, Bo Nix, thank you, Broncos, and thank you, Chargers.
Yeah, I'll pick up there then on sweatiest bets because I had Chargers money line this weekend.
I didn't realize that.
So we can
look when one eats, we can all eat.
We can shake hands on that one. We can walk away. But I also do want to just touch.
Yeah.
I also do just want to touch briefly. There was a moment in that game where Justin Herbert, I think it's making the rounds, but he bumps up in the pocket. He shakes off like 2 guys, scrambles out to the left, and just makes the most absurd throw like I've seen this season. Completely just goes around like the guy. It's a spiral straight to Keenan Allen. Apart from Josh Allen, I don't know who's playing the quarterback position better right now than Justin Herbert.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that's fair.
Obviously.
Statistically.
Obviously.
Yeah, but I mean, Chargers money line was a sweat, but my sweatiest bet of the week was South Carolina +10. I hate to say it. Yes, we
Yeah,
did lose, but whenever you get a spread like
Oh,
that,
you said we were getting on a positive note. You bring this shit up again?
hey, well, it was positive in dollar bills, so we'll say that. But yeah, whenever you have a spread, I feel like that's that large and you get it by 1 point. That always is like a
yeah.
man. We really got away with that one.
Maybe we can donate that money to getting Lonnie Teasel fired. But,
You can't have that big of a buyout, right?
nah.
I'm looking real quick. I think that's all my notes here, boys. So, y'all have anything else to add?
I'm good. It was a good show, boys.
All right, yeah, we'll just for all the listeners and viewers out there, we will be delayed on Friday. Show will probably come out in the afternoon, a little bit later. Scheduling conflicts and all that stuff. But more of you subscribe, we can do this full time, and you don't have to worry about it.
Exactly, and make sure to tune in for that preview of next week, where we will. What are we 1-1 going?
We're 1-1 in NFL, 0-1 in college.
Yeah.
First win's the hardest.
First win is the hardest. I hope we didn't get our one out of the way. First one, we'll see.
Yeah. Well, we got more sample size now, so.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, nothing else. Good talking to y'all.
Good show.
Peace.